foremost, I didn't know him personally, but I know Coach Stevens had a long history here, and a lot of people in the community, and especially our AD. Gio worked, our coach got coached by him for 2 years. Obviously, a great coach. I always say that as coaches, we always stand on the shoulders of those that came before us, and obviously was a great representative in many ways. So I didn't know him personally, but I know a lot of people in this organization, and Illinois fans thought the world of him. So thoughts and prayers go out to his family. With that being said, today, one of the things we talked about all week, right? Saturday's supposed to be about 85 and sunny, one of the hottest days we probably could play under. So it was a good blessing yesterday. Kind of got hotter than we thought it was going to be. And then today, with the rain / some lightning forecasted, we were able to kind of spread it out. Had our defense come in a little bit early. They started out in the indoor. Then we did some special teams. Then we brought the offense out. So we got a full practice, but everything was inside here and kind of simulated as best we could to get the weather we're going to get on Saturday. So from an injury standpoint, everybody's back other than the 3 guys I talked about on Monday. I thought we've had a really good week of practice. I think our coaches overall, in general, thought Tuesday was probably our best Tuesday. Wednesday was our best Wednesday. We're just getting off the field now on Thursday, but I like where our guys have been at all week and excited for the opportunity. So that'll open up for questions.
What kind of week has Luke had?
Good. I think the big thing for any player, obviously the quarterback gets a lot of attention when you have a game that you're not happy with, right? You got to learn from it. It can't be something you carry forward, but it is part of your past. You have to learn to take the things from it, learn from it, and grow. And I thought literally from Sunday to Tuesday, when we practiced, Wednesday, today, it's been definitely an upward tick.
But not to say that the running game is your identity,
Yeah.
but your inability or maybe the lack of getting that going consistently, how much does that affect you guys talking about finding your offensive identity?
Yeah, I think without a doubt, whatever our identity is, we got to be able to establish it right now. I don't think offense, defense, or special teams, you'd be able to look out there and say, this is what Illinois' identity is. Literally just finished up with our offense. That was kind of my challenge. Is like, hey, I know what you want it to be or what we want it to be as coaches. We know we've talked about it. Now we got to see it come to life on Saturday, and hopefully this Saturday will be a big part of that.
Bret, you talked about having coaches talk about your program, and when you saw FAU on the schedule, what does a Tom Herman coach team kind of look like?
We've known since I came here that FAU was coming, right? Obviously the powers that be, the coaching world landed
Sure.
Tom where he is. Not just Tom, have a tremendous amount of respect for their DC, and I have known each other probably going back to the mid-2000, 2005, 2006, I think, when I hired and worked with several guys he had worked with. Several other coaches on his staff, guys that have been head coaches at other places. So Tom and I have never actually gone head to head, but known each other for a while indirectly through a lot of friends. So I have a huge amount of respect, and you see the way they played, in those first 3 games. They've gotten better every week, and it's something that I'm excited for, and I know we're challenged for.
It's just 2 snaps, but what can you do for Hunter Whiteneck? Big picture to get out there, especially against that front.
Yeah, Hunter's been a guy has really tried to get a better control of his weight, his body, and doing what he's doing. He's been a guy that's been very impressive. I would say since we came back in July, he's kind of taken it upon himself. We've really challenged him to be more than what he's been, and I think Saturday, even though it was those number of reps, he's been working in at guard as well. So I'm excited to see him go. I think he'll get more opportunities this weekend.
Clayton Bush filled in when Matt was hurt before he came back, and now he'll probably do it again. Just when you first saw him in the portal, what stood out to you about? Maybe that's a guy that could fit into your second.
Yeah, so we have guys that literally alert us as soon as somebody gets in the portal that might be interested, and then obviously have some connections to the Southern Illinois staff, so they reached out to us as soon as we made mention of him. And he's an athletic kid that can run. Even going back, watch his West Kentucky film. He's a guy that actually some people in his early career thought about playing him on offense. He's got really good hands, good ball awareness. Can be back there as a punt returner. It took him a while to kind of adjust how we play things, but we made a couple nice plays on Saturday, covering a good tight end. So he's got definitely some man skills that are really good. Does a good job for us on special teams. He's trying to find his niche, and a guy that we're very excited to have here.
What traits specifically made you look for? If you're trying to add a guy in the portal who you haven't recruited for a year and a half, is there something in particular that's
for him or for?
Maybe just in general,
Well, I think portal, if you're just talking big picture portal, that's a question. You look for guys that fill a position. Skill set's part of it, but you look for guys for instance, we needed safeties, right? We needed guys that we felt could come in and contribute. So that took us to Nicario, it took us to Demetrius, and then it ultimately, obviously, took us to Clayton. So we added 3 safeties through the portal. All 3 of them have been involved in our first 3 weeks. So I think we hit on the skill set of it. Obviously, there's still a work in progress, but It was more the position than the skill set. The skill set, the position we're recruiting them drives the skill set. But for us personally, in the wide receiver position, we were looking for one guy, right? Like there towards the end, which drove us to Capka Jones, who hasn't been on the field, but that's more because the guys in front of him have been playing well.
I know you said there's a group of freshmen you guys wanted to get in last week. What kind of drives you to that decision ultimately to push the button on them? And then I guess what's the process been?
Yeah, for me as a head coach, I just sit back and watch everything, right? So I kind of, when you're a coordinator or a position coach, you hone in on your responsibility, what you're doing, and I literally watch guys make plays. I see the way players react to them. I think that's a big part of it for me. Like I'll literally see something happen during a practice, or maybe the way something happens during a game. For me, Aiden Lawfrey, when he made a little sidestep juke move on a kickoff return against Kansas, that kind of triggered something in my mind. Same thing with Caden Fagan. He comes rolling through there, and I see the way our guys react when he gets the ball in his hands. Declan Dooley hit a couple punts yesterday that really kind of hey, made him repeat it 3 times in a row. I got everybody buzzing about him. I think as a head coach, when you're dealing with young players, you want them to feel the confidence, but you want the players around them to feel the confidence. And that's kind of what drove it. Josh Kreutz is another guy I've been banging on the defense coaches. Let's get him involved. He just continues to make plays. Dylan Rosiak, his ability as a linebacker, has just really jumped out. So as a head coach, you just watch and listen and observe on the outside world, and that's got to apply to what you see on the field.
You've got these experienced receivers that you feel good about, maybe just because of that experience. But what Hank, Canary, Malik did last week, does that push for a little more time?
I think Ashton especially, right? Ashton is a guy that showed up with a big play when it mattered. They all matter, but obviously Ashton was a big one there. I think Canary's got exceptional skill set that is a little bit different, similar to Isaiah, but different from the others. I would say that Malik falls into the skill set that you see kind of with Casey and Pat on the perimeter, same way with Ashton. So each one of those guys have shown some things. Hank Beatty's kind of a unique skill set. He's a little bit of everybody. He kind of plays all 3 positions. I always laugh, me and Josh, when we're together, Josh Whitman will always say, there's the best hands. He always says he has the best hands on the team, and he does do a really good job of catching the ball, punt returner, just kind of a journeyman. Like he always looks like he's just about ready to get taken down, and he finds a way to make it happen. Those guys in general, and then the more they can relieve those other guys, the better we'll feel.
All good?
Absolutely. Thank you.